there. You're probably asking yourself what we're doing here today. Do you ever wonder about things? How are rocket ships made? Why do we sleep? How old is glass? Really? The answers to all of these questions and more will be revealed to you today using the most state-of-the-art technology, electronics. Come with me. It's time to embark on an exciting journey through the universe of everything.
This is a gas regulator. This is where the gas comes from. This is where the gas goes. This is a safety valve. These are the gauges. This is how you adjust the pressure. Make sure it's clean so you can see all the numbers, and make sure you can twist the knobs correctly. This is also a safety valve, but it's sort of redundant. Just be careful, nothing can go wrong.
Puparius splendens in the family Pupariaceae. Not too many species in this family. That is real interesting when you start to learn about it.
No, not that cute furry blue monster. Grover Cleveland, the 22nd and 24th President of the United States, is the only president to have served 2 non-consecutive terms. He's also the only president to have a secret surgery on a yacht, as far as we know.
Sam Altman, the founder of the poorly named private company OpenAI, and pictured here wearing shorts, has been scouring the globe and using shiny chrome orbs to collect iris scans in exchange for tiny fractions of his not at all worthless cryptocurrency, WorldCoin. Surprisingly, a fair amount of governments actually have regulations that prohibit this kind of shady shit, which is why most of the 500,000 biometrics he's collected have come from developing countries.
Tapping is a free and simple way to test for the presence of lead in your kitchenware. Both resounding rings and simple clanks like these indicate levels above that deemed safe by the FDA, which is 0. Garfield mugs and any red or yellow decorative elements are known to be especially dangerous. Ceramics can be better, but be sure to check the glazed areas. Even plastics are not safe. And while it is recommended that you do test all items in your kitchen, every single one almost certainly contains lead. But don't fret, lovers of eating and drinking. The rapid deregulation of polluting industries will guarantee that heavy metals in your air and water will eventually dwarf those in anything in your cabinets. If you live in southern Arizona, for example, Copper World is coming to you with the promise of destroying not only the Santa Rita Mountains, but also the water supplies that future generations may rely on.
March 9th, 1984, a movie with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah came out called Splash. Tom Hanks falls in love with a mermaid. It's really weird, and that's when we started naming our children Madison.
You know, I'm going to have to call you something in English because I can't even pronounce the... What?
What are English names?
Well, English... Well, there's millions of them, I guess. Jennifer, Joni, Hillary. Where are we? Madison. Elizabeth.
Madison.
Samantha.
Madison, I like Madison.
Well, Madison's not a name. Well, all right. Okay, fine. Madison it is. Good thing we weren't at 149th Street.
As a side note, there was a public outcry by totally normal people online when the streaming service Disney Plus elected to censor Daryl Hannah's nude buttocks with computer-generated hair extensions.
Hello, I'm Minister Eleonora de Larraba, and I'm here with my sister, Minister DeLevan de Larraba. We are full-time missionaries in Global Community Communications Alliance. We are also Gabriel of Urantia's daughters. We wanted to take the time to tell the truth and correct the lies of his life of service and his character as a man of God.
Do you like Neil Young? Do you wish Tucson had a radio station that only played Neil Young songs? How about like a version of Neil Young that can't really sing? And also he's a cult leader who believes he was Martin Luther King, Gandhi, and Jesus Christ, but not really in past lives, but also currently. If you said yes to all of these questions, then you should check out KVAN 91.7 FM. They broadcast from Sea of Glass off of 4th Avenue, and they even have turntables, even though they only play songs by their leader, who doesn't have any albums on vinyl. Talius Fan, also known as Gabriel of Sedona, Gabriel of Urantia, Talius of Urantia, and a dozen other names. This guy renames all of his followers and himself constantly. He's really into names.
Yes, he is.
This is great and all, but you're probably wondering what are his views on the Bong Joon-ho film Parasite. Well, he didn't like it, mainly because it has subtitles. I'm sorry.
Energy Master, your desire is what I'm after.
One last thing, and this is very important, so buckle up.
And so in SPSS, you have essentially, you could say, about 3 windows, depending on what you're counting as a window.
VGA, more VGA, hard drive cable, USB 3, hard drive chungus, USB 2P, DVI-I. Don't worry about this fucking thing. I don't know, it's got both sides. USB 1 Type A, Zune power and data cable, HDMI cable, mini display port, normal display port. It's got a little button. Ethernet cable, no button. Mini USB. Brake. Goes on a bike. A VGA. Micro USB. Sony PlayStation 1. Optical audio. RCA. 3.5mm TRRS. Walkie-talkie, don't worry about it. It's got a USB. DVI-D, much better. Lightning. Coaxial. TRRS again? TRRRS. 1/4-inch tip sleeve. 1/4-inch tip-ring sleeve. Pretty sure that's MIDI. XLR. USB-C. Oh wait, it's a magnet.
Wow, that certainly was a lot of information. But let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered how you could celebrate and commemorate the anniversary of the date of the very first sexual encounter between Irish writer James Joyce and his wife-to-be, Nora Barnacle?
Your cat may seem cute and cuddly, but at any moment they could turn on you. Here are 5 simple tips to help you maintain a peaceful relationship with your furry friend. First, always approach with caution. Do not disturb any activity. Definitely not the belly. No! But there is safety in numbers. Remember these tips and you're sure to have a best friend for life.
John Tyler, the 10th President of the United States, was born on March 29, 1790, in Greenway, Virginia. Happy birthday, John Tyler.
There's a kind of folk tale that opposites attract, but that's totally not true.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Yep, get rid of that guy. So just put it down. Don't measure it. Definitely don't measure it. Exactly. And that's the idea. Skewed distributions often confuse beginning statistics students. Here is a right-skewed distribution. While that might seem counterintuitive, think of it as if you were going to pick up the distribution off the piece of paper. You would use your right hand to grab the handle. Now, here is, also a right-skewed distribution because most of the data is over here. Yep.
Well, that definitely sounds right. Is the bedroom boring for you now? Here are some fun games to play with your partner.
In the morning when you wake up, you can kind of see the light coming through the window blinds. You ask, clouds or no clouds?
Clouds.
She says clouds again. Looks like she's right. There are definitely clouds. But she's been right every day this week. But then you remember that she often gets up before you and goes to the bathroom to brush her teeth. And maybe she looks up at the bathroom window and could tell there are clouds. So you ask her, could she tell when she went to the bathroom that there were clouds? And did she even have her glasses on?
Yeah, I went to the bathroom and I didn't even see if there were clouds. I don't have my glasses.
Houseplants can bring a lot of joy to our lives. Sometimes you want to make sure you're doing a good job taking care of your plant, so you check to see if the soil moisture is okay. And yeah, you try this monitor thing, but then you don't know what any of that means, so then yeah, don't overthink it, just water it a bunch. Yeah, it was important to put a towel down first.
Looky what we got here. We got some wood. What is it? How do you determine what it is? You look at the end grain. This tells you it's pine. You can write an X on it. If you found your wood on the street and it's covered in finish, it's pine. Just tap on it. This looks like trash. If you can't separate it in half, it's probably pine. This little girl was part of a box. I don't know what it is. Not pine, but obviously not wood either. Now we're talking. Now this is wood. Can you hit it with a hammer? You sure can, but does it have a hole in it? These are both pine. The notch on the end is notable. It means it's walnut. Immediately throw it away. If for whatever reason your wood is affected by gravity, I think you need to find a new hobby.
Andrew Jackson, wow, what a guy. Not only did he sign into law the Indian Removal Act of 1830, but he is often credited with saying, "John Marshall has made his decision, now let him enforce it," reiterating his opposition to tribal sovereignty and paving the way for blatant disregard of court rulings by the executive branch. Happy birthday, Andrew Jackson.
Welcome to the Inosphere, or Primrose, for those not... Next is the cactus. Here, this one's not a flower at all. It's plenty of flowers. If you're ever confused about flowers, just spread them apart and look at them tight. Real tight. Spread them apart.
About 90% of flowering plants have so-called perfect flowers, meaning they have both male and female reproductive structures. Now that certainly seems like a more educational piece of information to have shared than whatever was in our last segment. Anyways, you know what people are always asking me?
So yeah, every single person at Battelle, I feel like, has asked me, do I have access to L0 data? That's coming out there. And I don't know how I'm supposed to understand L0 data. They're acting like some L0 data might be like some, which so would any the entire world, because every single time what I'm saying, I'm not sure it's okay. It's like that they're just not listening to me whatsoever. They're not looking. My entire job.
Is the brain the biggest muscle in the body? Or is 98% of the whole body also other muscles?
James Montgomery was the first Navy Rear Admiral and 9th James to be elected President of the free world. He's not the only president to emaciate himself on a foreign head of state, but he's the only one to also weigh less than 90 pounds at the time of his death. We'll miss you, James Montgomery.
Whenever you leave the house, it's important to remember to tie your shoes. Bunny ears, tie it in a knot. Yeah, and then do the other one real fast, and you should be good to go.
If you have any other questions, you could just ask your amphibious, your digital amphibious companion. Just break out that Dreamcast and ask your little buddy, Seaman.
I regret to inform you that Seaman has passed away.
Oh. Okay.
Clowns or no clowns?
It's no clowns.
Phew.
Wow, what an educational journey. I feel like we've all learned a lot. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time. Oh shit, Balloons Day. So you care about James Joyce banging his girlfriend. Well, grab a ticket to Dublin or one of several other destination cities worldwide this June 16th for the annual Balloons Day Festival. Just be sure not to confuse it with Balloons Around the World Day, held on October 1st, or the International Balloon Festival shortly thereafter.